Okay, so we're doing our Top Chef video bring-in. You know, we're going to audition for Top Chef. And so we're going to do after-school snacks. And, or you can also extend that to taking stuff to school for parties. And so I got the recipe for chocolate chip brownies, which I'm really excited for, because I like chocolate chip stuff. And I have a recipe here that calls for 4 dozen, but I need 6. So, what do you think we should do?
You need 6 dozen?
Mm-hmm.
Then you would take this recipe and multiply it by 1.5, because this makes 4, half of it would make 2, so 4 plus 2 is 6. That would get you your 6 dozen.
Okay. So, let's go ingredient by ingredient to get it all in our heads, and then we'll go with it.
Okay.
So, what's the first instruction say?
Need 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour.
Instruction and ingredient.
Oh, pardon. Preheat oven to 350 degrees.
Which we've done. So, go ahead.
350 or 355?
350.
Okay. Which it's preheating now. Combine the flour, the baking soda, and the salt in a bowl.
Okay, so let's start with flour. What's flour call for?
2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour for 4, but you want 6. So, are we going to go ahead and make 6 then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, to make 4, you got 2 1/4. So, to make 1 1/2 that, half of 2 is 1. So, that would be 3 full cups. Then you got a 4th. You got to have half of a 4th. Well, half of a 4th is an 1/8. So, you got to figure out how many 8ths you're going to need. You got to convert everything to the same, like in a fraction, same denominator.
Okay.
So, 1/4 of a cup
Is how many eggs?
is 2 8ths.
Okay.
So then you add another 1/8 to that. That gets you 3 8ths of a cup.
Okay. So in a full cup measure, it'd be slightly over about a quarter, between a quarter and a half. All right. So go ahead and measure out the flour.
Okay.
Try and get as close because you know baking is.
Whole 1, 2 whole 1, 3 whole 1s, and then we said you need 1/4 of a cup and then an 1/8 of a cup, so 3/4 of a cup. What? I don't have any other measure around here.
You have to use that one. And was it 3/4? I don't remember being 3/4 earlier.
Or 3/8. I'm sorry. 3/8 of a cup.
That's fine. Just guesstimate using that cup.
Oh, okay. Got 3/8 of a cup. Would be about that. Okay.
Okay. So
So
next
that's the
is
flour. Next is a teaspoon of baking soda. So our baking soda, here's our teaspoon. So if we're making this recipe in half, we need 1 1/2 teaspoons. So there's 1, and then there's a 1/2. Okay. Then I need a teaspoon of salt. So I need 1 1/2 salt. There's 1. That's a little much. And there's a 1/2. Okay. Then a cup of softened butter. A cup is, I need 1 1/2 cups, so I need a stick and a half of butter. of softened butter. Or, I need 2.5 sticks. I need 3 sticks. Because if we're using sticks, 1 cup, 1 stick is only 1/2 cup. So 2 sticks is 1 cup. So if I'm going to have this recipe, I'll need another stick to make. I'll need 3 sticks of butter. I only have 2.
Okay, I'll get the third.
It won't be softened. You'll have to soften it in the microwave just
I
for
will.
a minute. Does it just want it softened?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't call for this right now. It just right now. It just says combine the flour, the baking soda, and the salt, which I've done. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, don't you stick that over in the microwave for just like 10 seconds to soften it? Maybe not even that long. You can use the wrapper. Just put it in there for like 5 seconds. Just soften it a little bit. So this is combined. So I'm going to go ahead and put my butter. It says to beat your butter. Alright, I'll go ahead and put the butter in the mixer while you're doing that. And I'll need 3 sticks. So there's 1. And there's 2. Just need to soften a little bit. Okay. And here is 3. Alright. Okay, so we got that. Now it says the butter and granulated sugar. So granulated sugar, I need 3/4 of a cup for the full recipe. So if I'm going to have that, 1/2 of 3/4 of a cup. Half of 3/4. Let's see. Is half of 3/4. See, 1 point. Let's see. Trying to figure this out.
Well,
The 3/4.
think about what you did up here. Half of 1/4 was what?
8.
Okay.
So.
What kind of process did you use to get to 1 and 4?
Well, breaking down the fourths. So I got to figure out half of a fourth of a cup is 2/8 of a cup. Half of a fourth, but if I got 3/4, 3. So I need 3/8 of a cup. 3/4 of a cup added, and then 3/8 of a cup.
Mm-hmm.
So take 3/4 is 6/8 plus 3/8. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Is 1 cup 6 plus? Oh, a cup and a fourth is what I need. A
You
cup
sure?
and 8.
There you go.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm getting my numbers. Okay, so I need a cup and 1/8 of granulated sugar.
I think that is a cup.
It is
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Alright, so add the sugar to my mixer there.
And then just guess.
And then just guess at 8. Alright, granulated sugar is in. Then brown sugar is the same, so I need the same measurements for my brown sugar. And it says packed, so I have to make sure it's good and packed in the cup. Okay, so we'll be using this one. You need a cup and an 1/8. got that. And then vanilla. Vanilla, it calls for a teaspoon, so I need 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay. So I need 1.5. Okay. So it says to cream it, mix it until it's creamy.
All right, I'll cream it.
Okay.
So while this is working, in these measurements in your head, what are you doing to convert them?
Well, you gotta go to get the same fractions across so you can add them correctly. So you gotta convert your fractions to the same denominator, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you gotta get what the original recipe calls for, convert it in a way that you can get the 1.5 recipe to the correct measurement.
I think that needs a little more. Okay, so what's our next step? This is Lindsay.
But after that creams, then we add eggs.
That's creamy to me. All right.
It's not creamy.
Okay. Shall I ask you for help?
You want it to be really smooth. See how that's still lumpy in there? You want that to be smooth. If it's not, then you're not going to spread in your pans like you want it to. You can go a little faster on that if you want to.